Welcome YouTubers, this is Pokediged here, and today I'm so excited and happy to share with you all of another Digimon adventure items, which I actually bought it from Instagram seller, which I'm not going to mention his or her username, of course account name to every one of you, just to respect of course the seller. And of course this item I have actually been waiting for like 5 to 6 months ago, and of course I noticed one of you have commented will I get that item, and I did mention that I actually replied it yes, I will definitely get it for the sake of my cosplay. And of course it's none other than the Digimon Adventures Tailmon big plushy version, and it's right here in this plastic bag, in this Namco plastic bag. And the seller told me that one of her friends in Japan was able to get this from the UFO gacha machine, and very darn lucky. I think just like a few tries like that. I'm not so sure about the details, but of course to respect, I'm not going to tell you how many tries that this seller's friend from Japan was able to get this Tailmon plushie. And you can see it's from the Namco and of course from the official website. Of course going to remove the plastic bag. And look at it, it's the plushie version of Tailmon, and this is really the right size, or almost the right size of Tailmon's height. And of course you can see it's from the packaging, was not open at all, really sealed up. And look at those details, it's so kawaii, really like it, and really fits for my Hikari cosplay once I get to cosplay Hikari again. So of course let's open it up and remove this plastic bag right here. So before I'm going to show the details of the fabric and of course and so everything about this plushies, here is the tag from the Digimon Adventures. Of course it's rated 17 years, and you can see on the left corner of the cranking, the upper right corner from Band Presto, and then the center you see Tailmon or Gatomon in another name, and Hikari right here, and it's only one set. And then here it says Digimon Adventure, Tailmon and Hikari. It's so nice, and with the lower left corner you see the logo of the Digimon Adventures 15th anniversary, and then some Japanese below right here from Toei Animation. Then the back side you can see the official stickers from Toei Animations, and of course the warnings that this is the age for 8 years old to above. And this is really a nice tag. It's like I don't want to remove it, but at the same time I may need to remove this soon for the sake for me to do the cosplay. And of course you can see another mini tag right here at the Tailmon's backside, like below her tail. Here it says Band Presto, and of course it's made in like, wow, this is unbelievable. So it's 2016 and it's from Vietnam. This is really my first time to see it from Vietnam. Mostly I see it's from China, but this time it says here Vietnam. I'm not sure if this is made in Vietnam, but this is what it says on the tag, so I'm quite surprised to see it. Just to give you the closer look, that's for proof that I'm not joking. So look, moving on to of course her plushie mode, and look at that. And she's actually 25 cm. If you put her height like standing up like here, I'm trying my best to put it her height. So this is how she looks like if standing. And of course her leg is not very stuffy, so she's actually supposed to be in a sitting mode like in this. That is the intention for this kind of plushies, but not for standing up. And of course looking to the materials, especially the stuffing on the ears is so soft. It's like you really want to squish them a lot. And then the ears, well, it's just like the light pattern, like very thin. It makes me recall of this plushie right here. It's very thin and it's very like hard, but this one's like a little bit of a smooth fabric. So there's a little differences, but of course the same is like very thin, not really like those kinds of puffy stuff. They just make it thin. I really have no idea why they make it thin all the time when it comes to the purple parts. Then of course you can see the pink area from the inner ear. It's more of a hard material. Then moving on to her face right here, her cute expression, and look at those cute eyes. They really nailed it. This is what I really like when it comes to the plush dolls. They really focus on the details, not too much, but just simple enough to really catch the character, especially the nose and the mouth. It's very kawaii, really based on the cat's face. And then moving on to her gloves, green gloves, or yellow gloves like that. Some people they just call it yellow gloves, but I still prefer green gloves. It's much more better. You can see her green gloves, so nice. Then the scratches, it's so nice. I'm not so sure if it's actually orange or red. Please do comment if this is the really red color, if it's orange or red. Then of course going to her palm, the area right here with the pink pattern, it's really nice circle. Really, it's like it really matches the gloves. And of course the same thing for the claws. It's like hard material, like the plushy on that one lower part right here. It's very hard fabric, so her claws is not like those kinds of plushies again. And then goes oops. And of course moving on to her stomach right here, very squishy, like you want to hug her so badly. Then her legs, you can swing back and forth, it's really funny. And then moving on to her feet, both feet, of course this one has been stitched up very nicely, really well done. And of course the 4 polka dots, 3 small ones and 1 big polka dot for each of the feet right here, really nice. And you can swing them, and it really is nice how they really sew it. They stuff everything, even the sewing lines you can see, they really done it very well, really well. Excellent job they did. The one thing that I'm a little bit disappointed is why they had to stick the tail again. It's like seriously, even the ring right here, they could have just make it like a little bit of a 3D like, but I don't know why, for some odd reason they just attach it again, like the mini chibi cliche right here that I did the preview before down here. So you can see the tail is going forward like that. I was just wondering if they kind of do the ring like this, but if they could just make the tail like go out like this plushie from year 2000, they could just make it like that. So it's just strange why they still need to attach it. Maybe for the sake for the tail not to be removed. I'm not so sure. Of course, let's compare of the height. So of course, I'm going to do her sitting pose version much more better, because if I try to stand her up, it's very hard to stable this plushie, because this is only meant for a sitting down plushie. So comparing to the mini Tailmon right here and the average Tailmon, she is still considered like the tallest one, since she is 25 cm taller. And of course the Baymax version, which is quite tall, is around like 30 something cm higher than Tailmon, like maybe let's say 10 cm difference like that. There's a huge big difference of the plushies right here. So of course, in my conclusion before I end this video, this is a must get plushie of a Tailmon if you are lucky enough to get this from a UFO country machine, if those of you who live in Japan. And of course from other countries, if it's not from the UFO machine, but if you're lucky enough to see it from the store, you gotta get this before it's out of stock, because some of my friends that went to Japan recently, she told me that most of the Tailmon items or merchandises regarding to Tailmon is like about to run out. So best of luck if you can get this plushie, because if you're a hardcore fan of Tailmon or Gatomon in her other name, and of course if you cosplay as Hikari or one of Tailmon's evolution charts, such as Salomon or Nearomon or Angelomon for example, and you bring this plushie along, it really matches you well. But for me personally, I'm going to cosplay Hikari in the high school version and hugging this Tailmon plushie while walking around, hopefully to cosplay as soon as possible from one of the events. And of course, this is the end of my video, and well, I don't know what to say next. It's just, this plush is just so freaking adorable. So till then guys, see you all in the next preview video, and stay tuned for my preview video for Watakuji.